I want to start this episode with a question. If you could control how you become successful, would you rather have a success that takes a month, 3 months, a year, 5 years, or 10 years? Feel free to comment below and let me know. And then you can comment again at the end of the video to let me know if your mind has changed. I think the average person would probably say, I want to be successful in as quickly a way as I possibly can. And as I keep talking, I'm sure in the back of your mind, you're starting to realize that maybe that's not necessarily a good thing. You almost always want things to take time. Anything good takes time. I always say this to my cousin. He's been trying to learn how to trade for about a year. I think the biggest issue for him is not the actual metrics of it. The biggest issue is the psychology of it. So he has been trying to learn the right mindset for sustained profits over time. Framing your mind so that you have the mind of a trader and the discipline of a trader and the non-reactivity and the emotional control of a trader. These things take time. Now, what I always try to say to him and remind him is there are people out there in that field who, when they started, were faced with no adversity, in the sense of they went in and it was like they had this like Midas touch. I remember reading a story of this guy who his whole career, he was always really good at trading. He was like this golden boy. He had the nice car, had the beautiful wife, had the nice home. Things just kept going his way. He shot up to the top and then a flash crash happened. And then because his growth was so astronomical, he didn't really understand what to do in a bear market, in a negative market, because he had just been so positively driven and everything kept going his way. And people around him were also hyping him up, right? So that when adversity struck, he had no defenses for it because he didn't take the slow approach of learning how to take hits. He wasn't well prepared for adversity. So what I always said was, if you are going through adversarial situations where you're constantly being challenged, the intelligence behind our reality favors you. It's a different perspective because you almost feel like, oh, well, no, that means I have bad luck. It depends on your perspective. But if you're working towards something and you're just continuously taking hits, it's like a boxer who also learns how to defend themselves, herself, versus a boxer who's just really good at knocking people out. Right. So if you're just really good at knocking people out, that's great until you meet a competitor who maybe isn't going to get knocked out as easily or knows how to block you. And then what? If you've just been knocking people out in the first round, you don't know how to properly prepare for when those hits don't work. And so when you go to knock that person out and then they block you and then you get that uppercut and you're stunned, that's it. Woo!